Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, I opened up a box of Cracker Jacks today, and I found a Space Marine inside of it.
Nice. I was like, wait, is that candy like from the 20s that you used to eat as a kid?
I was going to ask you to get a secret Dakota ring.
Yeah, but you got a Dante.
Better. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was just there. Ordered a box of Cracker Jacks.
It's going to be a run on Cracker Jacks.
Won the golden ticket. Oh no, I got some golden ticket shit to talk about later too. Forgot about that. Oh man, what a day. So this is gonna be our last podcast for a week. We'll be at Adepticon next Thursday. One day from our Long War Doubles event on Friday. So if you're gonna be at Adepticon, make sure you stop by. We'll be in the whatever hall it is.
The big room where that shares a wall with the vendors. Right.
The main hall.
Yeah. So just people playing 40K. We should be there.
If you're curious about, where motherfuckers are gonna be, go to where vendors are. Because that's where motherfuckers gonna be.
Yep. We'll be there all day.
Yep. And so that'll be Friday is the Long War Doubles. Thursday is the championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday and Sunday, they do the big four-man flagship event, the Adepticon teams. So I would say you could find us milling about, possibly in open play on Thursday if you want to come by and say hi. We'll be literally shutting down that main room, though, on Friday for the doubles all day. And I guess since we're talking about the doubles, we'll just say the thing we were just talking about. It is our goal that you will be receiving a registration email maybe tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, it might not happen, which means that through the jankery that is us hosting an event through another entity, utilizing another company's app and score system, you may have to just come up to us and we're going to have to manually register you guys all, 130 of you, as fast as possible in groups and waves. But luckily we have the whole day, right? I said 8 a.m. I think on the event, and we shut that place down. When they say we have to leave at 10, that's when we leave. So we'll be fine if we have to do it the hard way, but don't be milling about waiting for an app to tell you when to show up at your table. Make sure you come down at 8 a.m. so we can start getting painting judging going. So we start getting people entered into our spreadsheet. We will have the legendary CPA, Arthur, with us, the magic man.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be there to help with all, spreadsheet sorcery. But that's our PSA on the Long War Doubles. Looking forward to seeing everyone there. Before we go too hard on this, let's kick it over to Wyatt for a Would You Rather.
Would you rather every time you make a pot of coffee, you hear the coffee beans scream, or every time you eat a plate of food, it begs you not to eat it?
Oh my God. Coffee. Oh, I don't know. Wait, is it all food, including plants and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Or your coffee screams like the sun in Rick and Morty.
This is going to be a classic joke's on you because Rob doesn't drink coffee, so.
Yeah, but I would if it tasted good. If I could taste it, rather. It could be energy drink or something, I suppose.
Every time you said you grind coffee beans. So do you have to continue to grind?
The same effect happens if you have a cappuccino machine, if you have a Keurig, if you have pre-ground stuff. It always happens no matter what.
If you microwave the water.
So all food begs me the whole time I'm eating and not to eat it.
Yep. Begs for it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Nah, I can't do it.
What's that?
Like, yeah, I think I can stomach screaming coffee beans or just not drink coffee if it started bothering me. Like, I think I could make that life change if I had to, but like I can't make like the no eating life change. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Gwyneth Paltrow. Like I can't.
I mean, I think at least it's just like your morning coffee or whatever. There'd be a lot less coffee shops, I suppose. At least it isn't like every drink you drink that day.
Does liquid beg you? Or just food, just solid food?
Yeah, you can't game it. Like,
What do you mean?
If you try to switch to an all liquid diet, then it's the same thing.
Oh.
we've established this. If you think your answer is to try to skirt the rules and get around it and find a loophole, can't. Butt Spiders, Shadow Realm.
Yeah. Starbucks to have to switch their branding. They'd be like this super metal like brand now.
Like Liquid Death, but coffee.
Yeah, they'd be playing like hardcore in the background when you walked in, not like Enya and shit, you know?
Some thrash metal.
Some thrash metal, you know what I'm saying? Like, welcome to the pit. You know, like this shit's just going crazy back there, you know? Be all Raider themed.
Be the most savage coffee place.
Yeah, no. Coffee. I'm not ready to give up food or to fucking deal with existential daily crises with like compelling, sad, pleading. Well, now that Rob's back with his cat, his emotional support cat, maybe we can go into the news.
I'm the emotional support cat. Or I'm the emotional support human.
Sure. That's exactly what a lizard man would say.
No, I am. She was just freaking out in there.
No, I believe you. I think we all are emotional support humans to our pets.
Yeah. So it's news time. All right, let's do this. So a little bit of a off week, I suppose. We got some Sigmar stuff. Khorne and Slanesh releases. So they got the Vanguard boxes for 140, the new special characters for 35 each, and some books for 55. So unless you played two of the more obscure factions in Sigmar, I suppose it's probably a skip week for you. But actually releasing this week is that really sweet Wrath of the Soulforged King box with Vastor and Azrael in it. I know Azrael doesn't seem as cool now because we saw pictures of Dante, but it's actually a pretty neat model. With his,
I don't think I've even seen it yet. I'm gonna Google it.
It's classy. It's a classy model.
It's classy. You can assemble the Watcher either holding the empty scabbard or the lion helm, and he comes with a little neck pillow of the hood down. So if you're assembling him with the bare head, it's got a little neck pillow.
Oh, that's cool. You can see his the hood under there.
Yeah. Pretty neat.
They actually did a good job with the like the geography of the robe, because traditionally I've always thought it was kind of weird how like I was like, that doesn't make sense how like it's like over the armor and under the armor, like in certain areas. But you can see how it's creeping around the back there under his pauldrons. Yeah, this is well done.
There's a little surprise if you look at the plasma. Some minute changes to the plasma. The combi plasma was that Lion's Roar or something. I forget what it's called. Sword's very well done. The banner actually goes together very well. It's embossed. But I was very impressed with the model. We'll have the unboxing build up over on Spiky Bits. Vastor too, for being only 2 sprues. The wings, cool. are the wings are very easy to put together as opposed to the demon prints.
Nice.
I think there was a couple little gotchas with them, just some little things you might want to see. Check out the video, but I think they're both very well done, which is a far cry away from the the Brutalis Dreadnought that the arms wouldn't fit on it, literally, which was a little disappointing from last week. But yeah, so there'll be some 40K stuff still this week, and if you want the what is it? The Typhon tank for Heresy. Stores are allocated to 2 of them, unfortunately, but it'll be out. It'll be out next week. They've already unlocked caps for the boarding patrols for 40K this week. The Nurgle one, the Admech one, and was it Death Guard? I think. Yeah. So it's all going to be available. You just have to wait a little bit longer, kind of like we were saying before.
Rob, how big of a game is boarding patrol?
I've never seen anybody play it. I mean, some of the channels do videos for it, but I don't know. I would say more people probably play it than Titanicus, but that's not really saying a lot either.
Damn. Damn.
I think it was just filler to get people to buy stuff before 10th edition drops, in my mind. I still think we're going to see something with the Lion, some sort of box or release with the Lion before then, like maybe another Triumvirate or some mess.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
We got 2 of them before 8th edition dropped.
Yeah, that was sick, dude. I forgot about those.
I mean, if you think about it, we got a teaser for Death Guard before we even heard the word Primaris. We got a teaser for Mortarion before we even heard the word Primaris.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of wild.
You're right.
And then like half of the codex entries didn't get models for like months after release for some production issue.
Yeah. So I mean, there's always hiccups and things, but there'll be some way to play with your toys, I assure you. And they've been putting out more free rules. We got the Assassins, we got Vasher, we got Azrael. So pretty solid, I think, offering as far as you go. Now, some other notable things I wanted to talk about, new release wise. Creature Caster put out their preview for a model that actually have at Adepticon. It's called the Mecantrix, it looks like a big lady version of Baller Serious Call. Looks pretty dope. I kind of want to see it in person, see how big it is. They'll have it at Adepticon, so if that's your thing, definitely check it out there. And don't forget, they're going to be doing the Resin Beast competition. That's always fun to watch. Golden Demon will be at Adepticon as well for GW.
Oh, fuck, I forgot to paint something for that.
Yeah, you should start now.
An alternate version of that model, or is it just as is?
I don't know. I don't even think they knew, because I was like, they literally put out the email and I was like, did I miss something? I straight up messaged them. I was like, did I miss something? Because this is the first I saw this. They're like, no, we weren't sure it was going to even be here, so we just put it out. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I saw the picture of it. I'm like, ugh.
Is it not tight?
It is, but it's not broadcast friendly. So you cannot paint this on stream unless there's alternate pieces for it.
Oh, let me go look it up. What is it? It's on their website, I'm assuming.
It has bigger titties.
Yeah, I'm assuming it does.
Whoa. Say earmuffs, dude. I got to do say earmuffs.
Oh, she's badass, but yeah.
Dope looking model.
Yeah.
Not broadcast friendly.
Yeah, they don't let us do that on Twitch anymore.
I was shocked that they ever did, but
it's fine until a subgroup of artists abuse it, like the hentai community.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. They're like, it's art, it's fine. And then they're like, yeah, it's art, it's fine. And they're just like literally drawing the most graphic shit.
It's kind of like the phenomenon where everything evolves into a crab. Carcinization.
You were
it's
telling
like that.
Yeah.
Like anytime you allow artwork to be streamed, it always ends up as porn.
It always ends up as porn.
It's inevitable.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to read. Can't really tell you can't even really tell by looking at the bits. like if it has an alternate assembly version. I don't know if all these are all the bits because I don't see any organic parts
I doubt it.
here.
That's just. But it looks like it could easily, because it's two separate major pieces. You see, like where she's connected to the legs or the snake body.
That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I could see where it could be something you just insert into there, but I don't know.
Phrasing.
I don't feel like this is all the pieces. It can't be. Well,
Yeah,
we'll find out
and
soon.
Perry said, he's like, not there's anything wrong with it. No, it's not. Like, I've been on Twitch the whole time. When they launched creative and we had communities, every iteration of this, they've had to deal with this one simple concept, and that is there's literally no way to stop a child from watching a stream, because the whole, like, if it's mature content thing is just you saying, yeah, I'm fine with that. You click the button. So the whole idea is that
There it is.
they need to skirt the line there with artistic freedom and freedom of expression, but also that this is not like a registered paid for thing that you have true control over who's seen it or not. And so when it just got abused to the nth degree by the hentai community on Twitch, they're just like, okay, here it is now. You just all get banned for doing this. And they even took down my old videos when I painted the Lady of Corruption, who is similar presentation.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Actually, they didn't take them down. They emailed us all and said, you have a grace period to take them down yourself, or else.
Well, that was an easy decision.
Yeah.
World Eaters FAQ dropped today. Groundbreaking.
Yeah. We're doing a whole section on that. So
Shattering.
we'll come back around. We're going to do what's new in the FAQ today after the news, guys. Stay tuned for a compelling deep dive
compelling.
into what has changed in 40K because of today.
It's getting this whole section there. What else? So if you haven't heard, which you probably heard because it's everywhere, Wizards of the Coast started a bunch of previews for the Lord of the Rings Magic card set, kind of like they did with 40K. And there will be a number of limited cards. They call them serialized cards because they have serial numbers.
Real world NFTs. Got it?
Yep. So, of course,
I was like, they come in Cracker Jack boxes, cereal cards.
Yes,
but then,
cereal.
Yeah. Gotta buy Ovaltine.
And there will be all the different rings, the 3 elven rings, the 5 dwarven rings, the 9 mortal rings. And those will be various limited quantities from 300 to 500. Some will have foils, some will have double foils across the sky. And there will be a serialized 001 of 001, the One Ring card. There will be a single One Ring card. There is already an offer from a public offer from a collector that he will pay $100,000 for it.
Overplayed his hand. No pun intended. Because you know what's going to happen is so let's walk through this logically.
Yes.
Let's say you get the One Ring, and you've seen that this man is ready and willing to pay 100 G's for this card. You know what that tells me? That there's probably people out there that are definitely willing to pay a lot more. So why
It's
would
an opening bid?
Yeah, opening bid. That's what do they call it in auto auctions? Like that's the that's as low as it can go.
Yeah. And he said you can't, if you do open it, you can't tell anyone that you did. Although
until after you sell it.
Until after you sell it. Although, but if you open it up on a live stream, he would still consider buying it.
That's because he knows that somebody else is willing to pay more. He overplayed his hand, dude.
No, it's an opening bid. It's just to get the dialogue out there, right? Because a lot of people probably assume that Post Malone would want to buy it because, he spends a lot of money on Magic cards.
Yeah, or somebody else. Like, it's funny too, because it's like a lot of the time the guys that front a lot of that stuff. Like they like to be like big and boastful. Those aren't even like the real ballers. Like the real ballers are the ones that have like a proxy at the auction bidding for them because they don't want anybody to know that it's them doing it. So like there's somebody out there that's going to pay way more for that card. You're never going to know their name.
It sounds so dumb though.
It is. It's preposterous.
The whole, and here's the thing, the whole Wizards doing this to just the same thing as like Dante leaks and things. It's just to drum up hype. It's to get people cracking packs. Now, this card will only come in their collector packs and their gift bundles. And the gift bundles are like $60. Collector packs, I don't know what they're going to be for Lord of the Rings, but generally they're around $25, $30 a pack.
Is there
retail.
What's the procedure? Because I've never really asked, but we trust Wizard keep because it's gambling, but it's not gambling, right?
Somehow it's not gambling. Yeah.
But we trust that when they distribute these ultra rares into their packs, into their boxes, that it's a shell game that they don't even know where the P is.
No, they do. You can literally, if you walk into a store and they sell you a pack of Magic cards early, you can take that pack and there is a code on that pack, and Wizards will be able to trace it to the distributor they sold it to, and what game store that distributor
and they know
sold
what,
that
do they know
to.
what's in the pack?
In a lot of cases, they do. Like it's a run, so it'll be a similar thing.
So what I'm saying is if there's 15 of these super rare cards distributed into 15,000 packs, does Wizards know where the ball is under the cups at all times, or are they saying we also don't know?
I mean, it's hard to say
because, part of this value is that we trust that they don't know, right? That we trust them that they're it's out of their hands, right? It's out into the world.
I would say at the minimum, it's probably traceable. Like you could walk it back the path it took.
But not the other way around. Like there's not somebody who's like, ooh, this is the Lord of the Rings one. It's going straight to this dude. He's going to be so happy he got the one ring to rule them all.
Yeah, is there any
I don't know how many people are privy to
I would assume to be legal and operating and like not consider gambling, that would have to be a provable factor in their company, wouldn't it?
That's like complete. Yeah, because is there any type of legal restriction to keep them? Because what if a Saudi prince called them on the phone? Is like, I'm willing to invest in your company for $500,000, and all I ask in return is the one ring card. Like,
you better call the right person.
What's to stop them from being like, yeah, we'll take that. Like, fuck all these jabronis giving us like $25 gambling on a pack when we could have $500,000 invested directly into our pockets. Like, is there any type of legal stoppage to that to keep them from doing it?
I mean, I think that's any of this stuff out there. Like, you have to prove it. I mean, does it happen? I don't know. I don't have that information.
I mean,
I don't know how many people would.
It's just part of the sanctity, right? Like we trust that this shit is like unknown to them, but like it seems it's hard to trust that without some provable information, especially when you say we have this one card that's gonna be like the hypest fucking shit people are gonna want right now.
Right, because you also think of like the mechanics of just producing that card, right? Unless they're going to make like an entire sheet, because you don't just print like one card, they print like a whole sheet. And I would assume that if they have to do that through their machines, that maybe like employees get like those other cards as like a gift for working for the company.
Maybe they print a whole sheet of the One Ring serialized, but
yeah. So that means like a person has, or they destroy them, or like a person has to have that one card. And that takes it out of like the randomization of their machinery, let's say, and then they have to place it into a pack, and then that pack has to get somehow lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I can't say.
See, and people wonder why I'm so negative about Magic, the trading card game. Like,
do they have monitors in there, like in the factory? And remember, they have multiple factories printing these cards. Like, do they have monitors in there? Like, hey, put you put those other 99 cards in the sheet that all say 001 of 001.
Yeah. And then like, what do they
set them on fire?
Dude, like, you know, and if I'm an employee there and like, dude, I was like, bro, somebody's out there looking to pay 100 G's for this one card. Like, what if that one card just goes missing?
I think you have to have a chain on something like that. You have to have a chain of custody.
So, I mean, like, we've seen similar things in the past get like hella cheated. Like, I don't know. Have you guys seen the documentary about the McDonald's Monopoly thing?
That was wild.
Like, there's always a breakdown. It's like that old saying, like the only way to keep a secret between three people is to kill the other two.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, don't invest in magic.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe it goes, you know, to Timmy's birthday party and he throws it out on accident. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm the guy that pulls it, I'm going to put it in a sleeve. Wow. And I'm going to throw it in a drawer.
See, now you've activated my pettiness, like my Sith gene. So now I hope that it goes to some like 12-year-old who immediately like dog ears it and like, you know, licks it or like, you know, destroys it like any child does with like TCG stuff, just to hear the fucking like whale collectors like rend clothes and gnash teeth. Like, oh, that made me happy.
I mean, but then you got people like that might think like me and would just be like, if I pulled it, I'd just throw it in a drawer somewhere and let it sit because I don't like what it represents.
I don't know.
Like
if I got it, I would definitely play the game of like, how much could I get for this?
Yeah, but then you're buying into the hype.
Post it on like Facebook Marketplace. Like, I know what I got. Serious only offers.
Like, I mean, then you become the proliferation of the literal, like you become the meme at that
system
point.
Is broken, man. All you can do is like play a game.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I get it. That view's weird, and
for most people,
gonna have it.
100 G's is like change your life money, and
yeah,
I could not ever in a million years fault somebody if they got it. If they got the card, I'd be like, dude, play it smart, play it close to the chest, get as much fucking money as you possibly can, dude. Change your life.
Sometimes
there's some stuff published about this in their sorting process. So it's like,
that's good.
It seems to be like as close to statistically random as possible while using a sorting methodology from their machines.
Yeah, you can generally map it.
That there are box mapping does exist, but it's like essentially as close to secure as possible to maintain the value of their perceived commodity.
If I had a guess, I would say you have a person, and that person's job is to verify the sanctity of the odds and the disclosures, right? So they're literally going to like wear a glove, and they're going to take the one ring, and they're going to put that card into the sorting hopper, and they're going to watch it as it goes into the packs, and they're going to be like,
"It's in a pack,"
and it's in a pack. And then the pack is going to go to the box, and the box is going to get shrink wrapped, and blah, 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 blah. You know, it's all going to get transformed into a case pack. And then they're going to know at that point, that's when it all gets coded. They're going to know where that case pack is going. They're going to have a dude standing by that case or on the pallet, guarding that shit at all times until it gets pushed out to the distributorship where then nobody knows.
And then it's lost.
They're going to have a guy guarding in the truck too. What if the truck, because I mean, like that also draws attention. So what if you're like a truck driver and you're like,
no, after that, like,
no, they're keeping it safe in the warehouse until it goes to distribution. And like, so they know what distributor has it, but then that's it. It's like,
yeah, because they don't know. When you get, you know,
so as long as there's no leaks, right?
Yeah.
But imagine if you leaked which distributor had it.
Or do the decoy thing. Like it could be one of these 5 pallets. Like,
What if that's right, this Flux, the great Magic Gathering Heist 2023. If you just leaked, it's in Memphis at this facility, in this distribution center. It's one of their 6,000 boxes. You just taking your odds down to 1 in 6,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, during the pandemic, you had people putting those Apple iTags or AirTags, whatever they're called, on like they were figuring out who delivered the Pokemon cards to the Walmarts and in what their vehicles were, and they're putting those things on their cars.
Yeah, that's right.
So they would know when the Pokemon cards and shit were coming to Walmart,
dude.
So like, I wouldn't put things past people. Like,
this is actually a pretty cool show premise. Just like make up a trading card game, like in an alternate reality. Fucking.
That's right. Helm's Deep with neckbeards. That's right. Rancor Prime.
I don't know, but either way, it's exciting. Excuse me, I'm drying out here. Whew. It
is shockingly more exciting than I thought it would be to consider this.
But there's other cards that it's like one of 300. So there's 300 versions of the Elven Ring, the Human Rings, and
those are all going to go rings for a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're all Soul Rings, which everybody plays with fucking Soul Rings.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
You've gone one step further than we understand.
Is it like Pot of Greed? It's like Dark Magician, right?
Yes, in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, it is.
It's like Eyes on Me.
Everybody plays, everybody plays with those. So, yeah.
I wish I could post that, but that meme was a little too dank.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
All right.
So yeah, that's going to be exciting, and that'll all be in June. So look forward to some Summer Madness.
Monument Slow Fuse in chat.
There it is.
Let's switch it over to Dante then.
I heard there's one free with every purchase.
Yeah. You said you got yours in a Cracker Jack box. It's crazy. It's fucking nuts. So we talked about it a little bit in the after hours. Rob posted a theory that it looks like a bit of like a publicity stunt. And so our conclusion was either as likely as possible as the other. But Rob brought up a point about how the robots sort, and it would be like everyone got one that time. Wyatt brought up a point of how there was already a Dante in the photo of the new Dante with the old Dante, and this guy is like saying he went to buy a Dante, but it's like you already had a Dante, dude.
I don't know if he said he went to buy a Dante. Did he say what he?
That might not be fact then. There's also no pictures of sprues or anything else that you would expect to be seen. Like that means you sat on it for like the whole time, waited till you were done painting it before you showed anybody. So it's a little sus. It looks kind of like, and also Rob brought up a point about how long it would take to have a response article out, and it's a little fast turnaround. So, it's perceivable that this was a GW publicity stunt. And the only conclusion, if we buy that as a explanation for the Dante, Primaris Dante accidentally being shipped, is an event, right? Because it doesn't drive views to Warcom because everybody else would be first to market with that information. So the only conclusion, if we buy that, is Adepticon. They are driving us toward the GW preview at Adepticon with the week of, oops, we sent a fucking Dante out. Again, it's not a fact that is what happened, that it was a publicity stunt. Which is cool because the only cool thing that happened this fucking week was that Dante picture.
Oh, yeah, it was very exciting.
But
well, no, technically they put out the teaser, the Ultramarine Tyranid teaser, which in theory confirms this 10th edition starter set rumors. It was kind of the thing I was talking about. Like once you see the first indication, everybody automatically assumes it's the thing that the rumor said, and all of the rumor is true, which isn't necessarily the case.
True. But again, I'm not married to the idea that it was a publicity stunt. Which
I mean, there's you can make arguments for all of these things. Mm-hmm. Like it was the robots, it wasn't the robots, it was a publicity stunt, it wasn't either way, it's fun. Which shit and rumors are fun.
Yes. That's why I love reading those articles. It's fun as fuck. I'm jealous as fuck that he got a Dante and I didn't.
I kind of want to know what he ordered to get the Dante.
I will order.
What did you order?
Just like the One Ring to rule them all. You tell me what warehouse it is at. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you order, dog?
Like, did you order like the creeping vines, and you're the only person that ordered the creeping vines this month, and they sent you the Dante? Because there's actually that's actually an interesting story, because sometimes they mess up the 4-digit SKUs and they reuse them, and sometimes they reuse the UPCs. So something could have the same UPC or the same 4-digit SKU number. But that actually happens a lot.
So let's go with it's a mistake at this moment. So if it's a mistake, that means they're already stocking the warehouse though with Dante.
Yeah. Which is even more interesting, because there's been a slowdown of sorts in releases, right? So if the fact is that they're stocking the warehouse, and we'll see when he actually comes out, and we'll know this is the benchmark. We'll see how far ahead they're actually stocking their warehouses. Like, could you imagine if it's 3 or 4 months ahead of time? If they got to float shit over from England that far ahead, or maybe it's just in England and they're floating it over to the States. Like,
good point. Imperious Seth in chat brought up a good point. He's like, I admit, I thought about ordering Dante yesterday for a second. Maybe they're trying to fucking clear out the warehouse. Like, hey, there's a chance you get the new Dante if you order the old Dante. It's funny. I also thought about buying a Dante like as soon as I heard about this earlier today. But either way, that brings us to our meat and potatoes. We already talked about Adepticon, the doubles. This is our last show before the big event. We've got a what's new in the FAQ. Then we can move into the meat and potatoes. I promised you guys it was going to be worth the wait. This groundbreaking FAQ. Wyatt, can you walk us through all the big changes to Warhammer 40K just in time for Adepticon?
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this file is so big.
I know, it's a lot to go through. It's almost paralysis.
For it to load.
Yeah, it's really chugging. Can I replace a named character's warlord trait with one of those presented in this book as per the description of warlord traits on page 44? No.
You mean like a special character that comes with his own warlord trait, or that's indicated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. It needed to be clarified.
You can't change that?
No.
Whoever asked this question, shame on you. Do better.
No. And also, GW should have just, that was a World Eater FAQ. You should have just put that, if people are asking that question, put it in general fucking book questions.
Just release a fucking statement. Be like, guys.
Stop.
No. Stop.
Or insight that you provided earlier was they have a new named character in there that we've never seen before.
Right. So in the new book, there's the Lord Invocatus. And on the face of it, that does sound somewhat generic.
Like Lord Discordant.
Lord Discordant, Master of Possession, things like that. So like if the question was, can the Lord Invocatus take a relic? Or can the Lord Invocatus take a different warlord trait than the one on his data sheet? Like I could kind of see that as a real question, because he's not like Karn the Betrayer.
You've never heard of this guy before, and maybe you wanted something to happen that
he doesn't have a name. He's not like Dan the Ass Blaster or whatever the fuck it might be. He's the Lord Invocatus, so not like a name like we consider names on the face of it. But yeah, it states in like every codex, the core rulebook, named characters have set warlord traits. You can't change.
And it's also obvious because when you look at the data sheet, there's like a warlord trait already there.
Yeah, it makes it even easier because usually it's like a little chart that's kind of easy to miss sometimes. Yeah,
so that's what's new in the FAQ. Groundbreaking stuff. Thank you, Wyatt.
Yep.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Welcome. I try.
So we theory crafted this is, something we do almost every year, Adepticon wish list, and typically in reference to the GW preview. And we usually do this around a new edition. So first, let's hear from Rob about the likelihood of this preview being the reveal of 10th edition. What do you think, Rob?
I don't think it will be. I went back and looked at all the articles for the past couple of years. In 2014, there wasn't for 7th edition, there wasn't a dedicated preview. In 2017, for 8th edition. We saw Death Guard at Adepticon. We did see a preview in late April. I just found that one where they did a little teaser YouTube thing, very late April. But then that following week, going into Warhammer Fest, they did all the, hey, here's the basic rules that are changing and such. And then as we got closer, they did the 10 things and talking about vehicles and stuff like that. And generally it's always been Warhammer Fest. The same in 2020. They did Warhammer Fest online because there was a lockdown, and they did like over a week. So I think they put out that Tyranid, that Space Marine Terminator teaser, a picture early because they want to get people talking about 10th. But I don't think it's going to be at Adepticon. I think it's going to be Warhammer Fest or towards the end of April, leading into Warhammer Fest in first week of May.
That's compelling. It's compelling evidence. I would expect nothing less from you and your professionalism as you cited those. So we're just going to disregard all that, and we're going to pretend that they're going to reveal 10th edition Warhammer 40K at Adepticon as a hypothetical and present our pre-Adepticon 10th edition wish lists to the audience, what we'd like to see either announced or changed in the edition. You can get as narrow as you want with this, Wyatt and Rob, or you can get as broad as you want, okay? And so, Wyatt, what do you wish for?
I don't particularly care about rules changes anymore. We're kind of like, if they say, you can't grab a face mask. Well, then you can't grab a face mask. Just if you want to play the game, that's what you got to do. So I'm more interested in like cool new stuff. So new models, always hyped for that. Some people have been talking about the Lion coming back. I think it'd be cool if the Lion came back, even though I don't really play Dark
Angels. Model your focus. What kind of models would you like to see at the preview? Even though I don't play a lot of factions, I would like to see some of the factions get updated sculpts, like just get stuff that's really old, like revised. If the 2-player box set is supposed to have NIDs in it, like maybe some of those really old busted NIDs models get updates. That'd be cool. Always down for new hero characters. Anything like that always gets me hyped. I like that. If you can make the Gaunts look ferocious,
Yeah.
And the thing is, Rob, in the past, that used to be like a thing we joked about, right? Like, when are we going to get new this, new that? These are sold. But like, it's been coming true. Like it's been happening. We got new berserkers. We've got literally squats. We got new plastic sisters. All the jokes, all the memes. Guardsmen.
I don't even play guard really anymore, but I would like to see more than 2 options for guard themes. I definitely don't think I'm alone in that. I mean, I would love to see the return of things like Vostroyans, Valhallans, Catachans, because Catachans are really popular and their plastic models are
super bad,
straight booty. Like, they're terrible. So some updated plastic Catachans would be tight. Even though it's kind of a meme, I love it when they release new like primaris lieutenants and stuff, just because it makes me happy. But
part of the problem.
I'm such a whore for like limited edition models. So like anything that's limited edition that comes out, I'll totally get.
That makes sense. That's a good answer. It's a really artistically motivated answer, directed toward the aesthetics of the game overall. I can see that in NIDs are supposed to be the 10th edition hype, right, Rob?
Yeah, that's the story.
So I think it is actually very plausible that we get to see, based on what you're talking about too, Rob, like, we saw some Death Guard and stuff. Maybe we get to see some new NIDs. Like, maybe they fixed Gaunts so they look scary.
Be cool.
Yeah, because that's the problem, is they don't look remotely scary.
Yeah, speaking of, why no crabs? Everything evolves into crabs.
Yeah, they should all just be crab monsters.
They should all be crabs.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's science. Rob, what would you wish for? Like, if you not Rob, the internet sensation and news website or rumor mill or boner pill hawker, like you, the fan of the IP, what would you like to see from this preview and or edition?
I'd like to see more plastic Kriegsmen.
Kriegs?
Yeah, Deathcore.
Deathcore. Yeah, you're a big Krieg fan. That's right.
They're cool. They're cool, and they don't really have a whole lot. Even the Deathcore, the Death Riders would be neat because they can do it with the. I don't know how well they sell. I think they'd sell pretty well, but that would be pretty neat to see. Obviously, the Primarchs and filling out some of the storyline would be pretty cool.
How excited are you for like Lion and other Primarchs? Is that something that that you're really excited for?
I think when it comes to we know they make the dopest models for the most part. And I think more it's about the story. Like, how do they roll them out? Like, is it going to be dope, or is it going to be some convoluted BS? Like, to me, I'm more with the fluff. Like, how'd it happen? Show me the receipts. That's kind of where I'm at.
What now, Primarch would you like to see next? And which is a super wish list and very broad.
I think the Imperials definitely need another one. Russ would be fun. Cool. A lot of Space Wolf fans out there, and they could really do a lot with that sculpt. I feel like, or even expand the narrative to where he's like one of those models from what was it, Curse City, where you have two versions of him. Like maybe he can kind of harness some sort of wolf thing.
Don't say it.
Turns into a big ass.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Hey, man.
Are you specifically excited for Lion's return, though, or just Dark Ages lore not excite you?
I think it'd be cool to see. I mean, I'm not oh my god, it spins. I think it was cooler to see Azrael than the Lion, to be honest with you, because I was like, how are they gonna make this guy? And now they made Dante, so they can pretty much do anything at this point.
That's true. Dyslexy did not say Perturabo because he was also saying the Imperials need a new one. But Rob, obviously, in his heart of hearts, would like to see Perturabo.
Oh, for sure. But I think we're going to see Fulgrim long before, because
he's way down on the list, man. But
we will get a new Perturabo because supposedly they're redoing all the resin Primarchs.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Forge World resin?
Yeah, they said
totally tight. Can't wait.
I mean, that horse.
I see Command over on your desk.
Yeah. This guy's been a nightmare, Rob.
Wait, which one?
Kabuti Warrior?
Oh, yeah, I've heard.
This guy has cost me.
What happened with you?
I talked about it, were you here for that?
Oh, last week, the whip thing.
The whip is just the whip is preposterous because it's currently 11 and a half inches long, but needs to occupy the space of about 5 inches.
Mm-hmm. This sounds like Forge World.
But I expect that from Forge World at this point, everything. I got tubes on a Titan that, that have a 90-degree, macaroni elbow. They just set, straight lines in a sprue to clip off that were, a quarter-inch thick.
Yeah, and then they'll, bend it.
Really? You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been traumatized enough with that. It's Stockholm syndrome, but no, the way it was a really great unit. It's a modern kit. It was going together great, and you can tell it's updated modern tech. But when I got to the wings, they all literally we spent 2.5 streams gap filling green stuff, advanced sculpting techniques because the gaps were so beyond normal means in which you could obscure them. In some cases, improvable in my VODs up to a quarter inch.
That's unacceptable.
But almost every wing connection had an 1/8 inch. So so I had to also glue the wings on, which I would have anyway because he weighs over 16 ounces. So he's a full on pound. And so leaving the wings off in that situation as a subassembly is kind of almost harder because they're huge and also heavy. And you almost have to put more effort into how you're going to mount them and paint them and then put them back on them. But then you forgot you're going to have to drill, pin, and green stuff the gaps that those wings are going to leave after you painted the wings. So he weighs a pound and his wings constantly get in the way of everything. And I had to fucking green stuff the fuck out of him. Though the paint job itself is going great, I'm never going to get those 11 hours back in my life. And when I'm sitting in my deathbed, like going through my life, and they're going to be like, yo, but that kabuki you painted was tight. And be like, yo, I really wish I had 8 more hours right now.
Yeah. Why are you bringing up old shit?
We'll go to Taco Bell right now if I still had those 8 hours. Something. Nah. Forge World, get the fuck out of here. $330. The only thing don't buy that with your own money. That was a gift from Demeki. Only thing worse than that is like buying a Will Smith CD or something. Like
I held a $1,000 pack of Magic cards in my hand a couple days ago.
Yeah, this actually has like value though. Like you can sell that.
I mean, you can sell it, but I'd never buy that. Somebody will.
True.
Somebody definitely will.
Similar. Sorry, that was a side note. I just got Forge World triggered. I'm currently interacting with this guy right now daily. Like he's very. He looks good. Oh, he's sick, dude. It's a sick model. Like they did a great job. This is one of the best.
I'm talking about the paint job. You got that like sweet orange.
I'm mostly taking inspiration from their box art and just reimagining it with my airbrush skills. But
I like it. That's how I'd want it painted.
They did a good job. It's top tier design from them. It's just like a slippy ass fucking trash mold with no quality control and a fucking 11.5-inch long whip.
Unfortunate.
PTSD anyway. Rob was saying he's more excited about Azrael than the Lion, to be honest. He said Perturabo will be coming to 30K in new resin Primarchs.
And I mean, eventually they said they were going to redo them all. So in their best, I think they said best form. I don't know how they're going to do a Ferris Manus, but
do you wish anything specific about the game itself that maybe will get you back into 40K more?
What, 10? I mean, less bookkeeping. Like, just go, man. Like, you got to compete with people's like time and.
Yeah, I can see that. Which is similar to what you just said, my biggest wish list, if they made an announcement at Adepticon about 10th edition and showed us some stuff, which regardless of the date in which they do that, remains the same. I'd like to see a move toward 1,500 point 40K.
That'd be cool.
Solid.
I'd like to go back in time to where the idea of playing a 2,000 point game was a special occasion. Right? Remember, Rob, you couldn't even use your special characters.
It's true. You had to like ask people's permission to play a special character. Or even
2,000 points or more games with permission. Literally, you couldn't even play your special characters because they don't show up for a skirmish. They show up for the fucking war, you know? Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not saying like I want, necessarily to be that extreme, but I can see certain things like, no Abaddons and no fucking Angrons at anything below 2K.
I disagree on that point because personally, I think characters are what lend a lot of personality to the game.
That's true.
I have always found that like when somebody does like a Build-A-Bear character from like the most optimized set of rules, that it's just really boring. And it ends up being something like, oh yeah, that's your Smash Captain. Like that isn't every, list of whenever that combo of stuff is good. I would rather see that stuff go away and an introduction of more named characters, like new cool characters with new interesting stories. But just less overall points.
Yeah, going the other way. I like that. No, I'm with it. 1,500 points would be like the cap of Strike Force is what I would wish for. And the 2,000 point and above category would get a new title. Like Apocalypse, working title, obviously. And so we'd be playing.
I like it.
You know what I mean? We'd be playing Strike Force 1,500 point games, which are exciting. That was the old school. We talked about this a lot on Tactics. And as a matter of fact, at Adepticon, this this upcoming Thursday, I will be playing 1,500 point games in the open play area with Matt as we play test through some 1,500 point iterations of our armies, kind of as a put put your money where your mouth is situation, right? Because a lot of people say, well, this is not balanced or this is that. And Wyatt mentioned this where he's like, people are like, oh, this is unfair and or guard excels at this. People have always said things about like going down to 1500s is imbalanced. When's the last time you fucking played a 1500 point game?
Yeah, nobody ever does.
You don't have any data. You have no data points on anything that we're talking about.
Yeah,
back in the day, sure.
It might be a couple of guys that do like a pickup game and like one of them has a much more optimized collection than the other one. And so the takeaway ends up being like, oh, well, it's 1,500 points. Like these guys are busted.
If you take your 2K list and cut 500 out of it, inferior to you developed a 1,500 point list. That's how it is.
Yeah. And so like if you optimize a 1,500 point list and then play the exact same tournament missions and stipulations, then that's a way to actually test it.
And that's why it would need real testing, because in the beginning, if people started messing around with it, you would be taking your 2K list and cutting 500 out of it. And then we'd have to evolve the meta into this new way of playing. And I find it to be exciting and fun to play at 1,500 points for a lot of reasons. And I'd like it so that we'd maybe go back to 2-hour rounds.
I'm with it.
I think a lot of people would be with it because, they can easily, get shit done and at events, time wise. I mean, look at
get out a little bit earlier, So,
yep.
What's the one thing that we always like groan about at tournaments at the end of the day? It's like by the time we're out of there, like so many restaurants and everything are like getting ready to close down or already closed.
Yep.
That kind of thing. Like I would much rather start the same time, have the same breaks in between games, but we're out of there like 3 hours.
3 hours early, man. Like that's like a whole runtime of a Lord of the Ring movie. Like that'd be like my 10th edition wish list. But also, assuming that that's not the case, if just models are being previewed and they're just talking about new exciting stuff coming out, I guess I would like to see. Like, I echo Wyatt heavily on the Tyranid update, especially because it seems that it kind of makes sense. But a lot of people are really hype on this Dark Angels, and if it goes the Dark Angels route, I would
There's
love.
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing. Yeah, no. I would like to see evidence, one way or the other, of Firstborn staying or leaving the game.
That's a good point.
Interesting.
I'd also be down for a new Belial model because I'm pretty sure he's Finecast.
He is.
And him getting a rules update, because I hate that like the Lord of the Deathwing is so terrible in terms of like rules and his old busted model that nobody takes him when Deathwing is dominating Dark Angels lists.
That's true. That's a good point.
Same for Samael. I mean, I think Samael's model holds up a lot better, but he's also Finecast and pretty old and busted. So I'd like to see a new Sammy and Belial.
Yeah. I'd like to know sooner rather than later how fucked I am with my Blood Angels collection.
I'm sure you could probably sell it.
Yeah. I just want to know when's the optimal time to sell it.
Always before the drops, when the hype is the highest.
Yeah. Put a lot of work into it. I'm not unwilling to completely sell it and go back to square one. That's fine for me. If it gives me an opportunity to start my word bearers.
Word bearers?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Finally start my chaos army. So, whatever. Either way. Yeah. Adepticon 2023 wish list and 10th edition onboarding episode.
No, I think it's definitely going to be a really exciting time either way. They're promising previews for all the major game systems, and a lot of companies are going to be there showing stuff off for the first time. So that's going to be fun. I think it's just a good time to check it all out.
Mm-hmm. And as in case you skipped over parts of this episode, Adepticon Long War doubles Friday.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to send out a registration email to you. If you are going to the event and you see that email this weekend, everything's great. But regardless of the distribution of this email, make sure you're down at the hall, 8 a.m. Make yourself known. Check in with one of us. We have a lot of things we like to do in the pre-registration phase, including getting through some of our paint judging if possible. So definitely don't just walk around waiting for an app to update. Make yourself known, please. And thank you. Looking forward to seeing everyone next week. We'll be thinking of Wyatt, who won't be able to make it this time. And if you have anything that you want to say to Wyatt, or you have like a gift for him, you can always just give it to me, and I will totally bring it to him, especially if it's like fine booze. There's no way that it won't miss him. Like that one time I drank that whole bottle of that scotch, that Game of Thrones Johnny Walker scotch someone brought as a gift to Mike Haspel. Remember that, right? Remember that, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And then I went online and found someone selling it in the UK and had it shipped to his house as a replacement.
It wasn't even that tight.
Savage.
No, but it was collectible.
Yeah. I just remember like we were drinking that and I was like, this isn't even that tight.
Nah, Johnny Walker is not that tight. But that's why we smashed it all, because it's just whatever. It's just scotch. But that won't happen. If you have anything to pass on to Wyatt, it will get to him.
We swear.
I won't make the same mistake twice.
Or will he?
Mike Haspel was so sad. He's like, you drank all of it? I was like, oh shit, yeah, totally.
He used his dad voice, dude.
Anyway, it's a good episode, unless there's anything else from you guys.
Nah.
No?
I'm sure we'll see something tomorrow, but either way, it'll be fun.
SpikeyBiz.com if you want to see all the dope articles about stuff that comes out between podcasts.
Mostly okayish stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly okayish articles.
Well, Wyatt, you want to take us out of here?
Rob?
So that's it for this one. Make sure you head on over to thelongwar.net for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today. And stop by Adepticon Friday. Say hi.